Hello, this is Angela, and what I've done here is collated some videos of my knitting machines, round knitting machines. So in this video here is the Centro, and I got some variegated yarn, and I did about 120 rows on the 46 needle machine. And as you can see, I did like 3/4 of it in the variegated yarn, and then the rest in the cream. So I've taken it off the machine here, and I have a tube. The Centro does a panel and a tube, and what I'm doing now is just sewing all of the picking all the loops up. And what I'll do here is cinch it to make it into a hat. So in 2021 I bought my first machine, and I've lost count how many I've got now, probably about 6 or 8, because I do workshops. That's my excuse that I can buy more if I'm doing workshops. So I cinched this all together, and you'll see shortly how it's then put into, sort of goes inside each other. Two sides go inside each other to make a hat. You can see little bundles of waste yarn there, because I use the waste yarn method. Since doing and starting these hats, I've watched loads of YouTube videos and learned lots and lots about the knitting and different styles of casting on and cinching the work and casting off as well. But these were the early days when I was making hundreds and hundreds of hats. And I would sell these hats on Etsy, sell them at craft fairs, etc., etc. I'm just checking now if I've got this in line with the camera. It takes about an hour. It takes me about an hour to make a hat. And then I can either add, and you'll see them shortly, some of the faux fur pom-poms, or I can make my own pom-poms, which you'll see later. So it's quite therapeutic. What I did with this one here, you can see I've got it on a glass board, because I found that the little suction cups actually stick, and you know, because I go quite fast with the handle, and it stops the round knitting machine moving around. So some people, I've seen it on some of the YouTube videos, you can see I'm cinching that together now, just pulling it together, and then I just secure a few stitches, do it 2 or 3 times to secure it. And you'll see this hat coming together now quite quickly. When I take this into work, because I do projects at work, all my students can't believe how quick you can make a hat. And I think using doing crafts, it's quite therapeutic. So you can see there, I've put it inside out, or I've put half of it into the other, and I will push that needle through, and then secure the 2 pieces, or the 2 cinched ends together, and that will hold it and secure it. And of course you can wear this, if you didn't put a pom-pom on it, you could wear it cream, or you could have it the orange with the orange colours in it. And you can see that where somebody's cooking dinner beside me. We have a very small house, and we downsized about 10 years ago, when the children left home, and yeah, we have a small house, so I used the whole of the work surface there for this video. And you can see I'm just securing that hat at the top there, and then turn it inside out. Just check that it's nice and neat, and then cut that off with the kitchen scissors, as you can see. One more. Oh, now what I've done there is push the thread through, the yarn through, so I don't have an end. And this is just the second one on the machine. It's probably ready to take off shortly. Each hat uses probably 100 grams of wool. You don't get much more for an adult. For children's hats, that's different. And when I do the baby's hats, which are later on in this video, you'll see that you don't use very much for the baby hats. So 120. So I've had a little look to see how to move the video on or edit it, but I'm not at that level yet. Not to worry. You can see how quick you can make these hats. That piece underneath that's twirling, you can bring that inside, but because I was on the kitchen side, it didn't bother me too much. So I think I've gone off now to find some waste yarn, or probably answer the phone or the door or something, because I go missing now for about a minute. I love the colours. I love the way the variegated wool, you don't know, or yarn, you don't know what it's going to look like. So scissors, cut that piece of yarn, drop it into the middle, get the next piece of yarn, which is the waste yarn, put that in the same place, put it in through the tension, see that little tension bar at the bottom, and then just roll that piece of waste yarn on there. You have to be careful it doesn't get tangled. And then just carry on using that waste yarn. I don't use waste yarn when I'm taking it off anymore. I just leave a long string and use a needle and unhook each needle. As you can see it wearing so you can see it coming off now. And the waste yarn, I like that bit too. So my piece of work is really tightly ravelled now at the bottom, as you can see on the right hand side there of the video. So I'll take that out, give it a little bit of a shake and a stretch. Push my machine back out the way, and I'll give that a stretch now. You can see me stretching to get the tension. So I think I've just used all of the yarn on this one. And that was my first hat there, and that's what it looked like. I might have made a scarf out of that other piece. I can't remember. These are some of the items that I've made. I've made some of the headbands and some of the hats with the faux pom-poms. And lots of little videos here of me making some... I think these were little gnomes, not garden gnomes, but gnomes, and that was my granddaughter making that. So we made some gnomes using the machine, and this is I wanted to show you a pom-pom. So that was a pom-pom and a multicoloured hat. This is a small 22 machine, and I could make hair bows with this one. So that's my granddaughter again demonstrating a hair bow, and we made loads of little hair bands and hair bobbles, and then these were the baby's hats, and then the final thing that's on this video is the fox or dog scarf. So I crocheted the face and the ears, and then made the rest of the scarf on the I think that was the 46 cent tray.